Hi there, this is Mike Graham of Weight Loss and Personal Development. And today I wanted to talk to you about nutrition and whether you're getting the right nutrition into your body. The fact of the matter is that the body, being a delicate and complex instrument, needs all sorts of different elements to its nutrition, i.e. the fuel you put in order for it to function properly. And it has a whole host of different needs that the food that you eat and the drink that you drink have to provide, because although it synthesizes a certain amount on its own, you have to make sure that the fuel you're putting in is of a sufficient quality and full of the right nutrients so that your body gets the proper nutrition. I mean, this is sort of just simple logic. But you'd be surprised how many people don't actually put the right nutrients into their body for one reason or another. And quite common in the world is this thing called first world malnutrition, which is different from third world malnutrition, which is people who have no flesh on their bodies at all and they're wasting away and they're so skinny that, one fears for their life. Whereas people who are suffering from first world nutrition are very different. They're often pretty fat and look bloated, look puffy, their colour is bad, they're often prone to mood swings and just depression. And if you look around you, you can see people who are like this the whole time. They're just overweight and out of shape. And a lot of this is not just about the weight, but also about the nutrition they're getting, because not everybody is that educated in their body's nutritional needs. And something I found before I lost weight was actually when I started losing weight, because I was 81 pounds overweight, and which is a hell of a bad place to be in. But not only that, I was depressed, my body didn't work that great, and I wasn't getting the right food into my body anyway. I did okay on the carbohydrate front, and I put a certain amount of fruit in my body, and I did like vegetables. But my proteins and fats were sort of not really sort of something that I planned very much about. I put a certain amount of protein in my body and a certain amount of fats, but never with any sort of strict understanding of what I was doing or measuring them properly or even getting the right amount in. So you could say that I was malnourished on a first world model. In other words, overweight, out of shape, and looking not very good. But what I found was, when I found the food plan which actually worked, that was able to help me lose weight, that I wasn't just losing weight, but I was eating specific quantities of food that were designed to blend together to give me the right nutrients to put into my body. And it was a scientifically based food plan that had been worked out for me, and I just followed it, because although I might not have known that much about nutrition, I certainly knew how to follow a plan when it seemed to work. So I dedicated myself to it and got the right nutrition into my body in the right balance. And after a while I started to look a whole lot better, and not just because I was slimmer, but because my body was getting what it needed. It was getting the right sort of fuel in order to work properly. And the brain fog lifted, my mood changed. I was so generally an awful lot happier going through this process. Quite apart from the fact I'd found the method of dealing with a problem that I thought I'd never actually managed to deal with, let alone be so successful at getting rid of it. So that was what having a proper food plan worked out, calorie controlled and all that, gave me, not just the method to lose the weight, but also to get the right nutrients into the body. And, it's terribly important that people do get the right nutrients into their body, as I've said, because otherwise it's rather like filling your car with the wrong fuel, except your body is much more complex than your car. And it requires a wide variety of different nutrients from the various food types you take in. And having a properly balanced diet is a godsend, because it takes the figuring things out of your eating, And okay, some systems don't have a completely balanced diet, because keto, for instance, eliminates carbohydrates, which takes away the sort of fast burn fuel that you put into your body, which is rather like having tinder wood to start your metabolic fire. And although proteins and fats do provide the energy that your body needs, they tend to burn much slower than carbohydrates. So for instant energy release, so that you can function well, then the carbohydrates in a certain quantity are necessary. Obviously not too much, because they do pack on the weight. And there's a certain amount of trace elements of good minerals and vitamins in carbohydrates, but that's not really their chief nutritional feature. Now, proteins, which burn much slower, they're rather like having coals on the fire, and larger pieces of wood, which sort of take much longer to burn, and therefore provide energy once the energy provided by the carbohydrates has started to sort of get less, but then the proteins take over. Now, proteins are very necessary because they provide you with bodybuilding materials. And okay, we produce a certain amount of protein ourselves within our body, and some of the amino acids, but the rest of our needs are provided from the food we eat, provided we eat the right sort of food. And there are obvious pointers as to what are the right sort of foods to eat. And you have to have that part of your diet balanced as well. And they do also provide the B vitamins as well, which is another important point, which is quite a complex matter, because the B complex is complex, and you have to get all that in balance. But basically, having proteins allows your body to mend properly, to grow, to maintain, so that it's a functioning proper body internally, and also providing energy. And proteins are possibly the most important food type that we eat, but some people would disagree with that. And then there's fats, and you have to have the right sort of fats, non-saturated fats, unsaturated, which you find in olive oil and certain types of fish, and in butter. And well, if you look on the labeling, it'll tell you what sort of fats you're getting. But you don't want too much saturated fat or hydrogenated fat, because that's bad for you, and that can negatively affect things like your immune system. But fats are also useful because they do provide very slow release energy. And okay, we don't tend to take in an awful lot of this type of food, but it's very essential that we do, because it not only provides slow burn energy, rather like big logs on a fire do, but also they're good for your skin, provide lubricity for your joints, and give you again a certain amount of vitamins and minerals. And then there's fruits and veg, which provide your vitamins and minerals overall. And again, these may be considered more important than proteins by some people, or of equal importance, because you need a full complement of vitamins and minerals. vitamins, things like vitamin C, which provide immunology, and that's very good sources of that are citrus fruit. And any fruit that's tart will give that to you, and you get a certain amount from vegetables. And you also get vitamin A from fruit and veg. And, the vitamins are very important because they keep your body up to scratch in various ways. And I've talked about immunology. But, like vitamin D is an interesting one because you get that from sunlight, and that improves your performance in a lot of ways as well. You can see how people are when they've come to the end of winter and they haven't had very much sun. They don't look very good and they don't feel very good. Whereas, a few days out in the sun and they start to perk up and feel better. And then there's minerals, which if fruits provide an awful lot of vitamins, as do vegetables, but also the minerals come through a lot from vegetables, but also from fruit. And things like iron, which stops you being anemic, calcium, which helps build strong, healthy bones, and is good for other tissue as well. Zinc, which also provides immunology, magnesium, which is good for your joints, and so on. And I won't go into the full list of minerals you need, but if you need supplements, then getting a multi-mineral, multivitamin supplement is a good idea, just in case you're not getting enough from the food you eat. But overall, it's a good idea, very necessary to get all your nutritional needs that you can into your body so that your body functions as well as it can. And I'm sure you can understand the benefits of having a properly functioning body. Now, most properly put together food plans for weight loss also give you that proper balanced nutrition. And some people just go onto these food plans so that they can get the balanced nutrition for a healthier body, which is a very good reason to, but obviously you have to eat more calories if you're not trying to lose weight on these food plans, like 500 calories more than you would if you were losing weight. But as I've said, most decent weight loss plans will give you the ability to get the proper nutrients into your body as well as lose weight. And my own personal weight loss system, the Way to You Weight Loss and Personal Development program, is no exception, as that's based on scientific material, on scientific findings, and is put together as such. And if you're wondering about a way to lose weight, then going and having a look at this program, for which I'll put a link at the bottom of this, in the description of this video, then this is a good idea. Go and have a look and see what you get. You have to put your name into the opt-in page, into the box on the opt-in page, and you get a free PDF about basic tips which aid in your weight loss process. Just simple tips so that you can actually go through your weight loss journey more easily. And then once you've done that, you get taken to a sales page, and that sales page will tell you basically what you need to know about the program. But very briefly, you get a weight loss program instructions, how to do it, and then you get given menus which you follow, and also an understanding of how it works so that you can make up your own menus for yourself after you've done it for a certain length of time. And there's also an exercise module and a mindset module, as well as some bonuses. But it's a very good weight loss system, and I thoroughly recommend it for your weight loss and nutritional needs. So click the link below to go and have a look, please. And that's really it for nutrition. It's very important that your body gets all the nutrition it needs, and I hope that you're taking notice that and looking after your body. So anyway, if you need to know any more, go and hit the link below and go and see for yourself. And thank you very much for listening, and hopefully catch you on another video.